And welcome back to another episode of Jeff and Joe's Puerto Rican Kitchen, where we show you how to make easy, authentic Puerto Rican recipes. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the Puerto Rican version of sugar cookies, shortbread cookies, and the best thing is you can actually decorate these ones and make them your own. Now, I'm going to share with you like the basic dough, and then you can kind of, do whatever else you want with them. I'm also going to be sharing some decoration ideas, but really you can make them your own. These are great for gifts, or even to have them at home, and then when people come visit, either just because they show up or because you've invited them, you can have them as a dessert. Super easy. So what do you need? The ingredients are half a cup of unsalted butter, half a cup of vegetable shortening, half a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of almond extract, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And then this is what we're gonna be using to decorate our cookies. I have some maraschino cherries that I've cut in half, and I have some sprinkles. Since it's the holiday season, that's the theme that I've gone for, but feel free to make it your own. Let's get cooking.
Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Because this cookie recipe is so easy, you'll probably have the cookies ready to bake by the time your oven preheats. While your oven is heating up, let's make the cookie batter. Start by adding your butter and your shortening to a stand mixer, and using the paddle attachment, blend them on medium-low until it's smooth. Once it is smooth, add the sugar and beat on medium-high until the sugar is thoroughly beaten into the butter and shortening. Scrape down the size of your bowl as needed to make sure everything is mixed evenly. Although I'm using a stand mixer, you can just as easily make this recipe with a hand mixer if that's what you have, so no worries. Once this is thoroughly creamed, add your almond extract and continue mixing until incorporated. Now add half of your flour and your salt and beat on low until the flour starts to incorporate. Then scrape down the sides, add the rest of your flour and mix on low until all of the flour has been incorporated and you have an even dough, which should feel moist yet slightly crumbly. Now on to shaping your cookies. The traditional mantecadito shape is a flattened disc with a slight impression in the middle. To do this, spoon about 1.5 tablespoons of batter into your hand and squeeze it together firmly so the cookie holds together. Then roll the batter in the palm of your hand to form a smooth ball. Once smooth, press the ball between the palm of your hands to form a disc. Then use your thumb to create the indentation in the middle of the cookie. Keep shaping your cookies until you've used all of your dough. One batch of dough should make about 30 cookies. As you're rolling your cookies, arrange them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I like to use parchment paper because it prevents the cookies from sticking and makes cleanup easier. Once your cookies are shaped, go ahead and decorate them. Again, you can decorate them any way you see fit. I'm decorating half of my cookies with maraschino cherries. I think these look particularly festive with the little red dot in the middle. Additionally, the cherry flavor pairs perfectly with the almond flavor of the cookies. For the remaining cookies, I decorated them with festive holiday sprinkles, just adding a small pile of sprinkles to the cookies' indentation. Once your cookies are decorated, put them in your preheated oven and bake for 10 minutes. At the end of the 10 minutes, turn your trays to ensure an even bake and bake for another 10 minutes, or until the cookies are just starting to brown around the edges. Once your cookies are done, pull them out of the oven and let them cool for 2 or 3 minutes, just until they're firm enough to handle. Once the cookies have hardened a little bit, transfer them to a cooling rack in order to let them completely cool down. Once cool, you're ready to eat. Enjoy!
The pescaditos already. Don't they look so cute? These are so cute. Makes them so much harder to eat them, but let's give them a try. Just that perfectly golden bottom. They're still so soft, just like melt in your mouth. And the best part, they're not overly sweet, which means you get to eat a lot more of these. And I'm sure your guests would also love to eat a lot of them too. So this is such an easy recipe, so quick. You just like mix the ingredients, put it in the oven, and they're ready to go. So no excuse not to give this one a try. We really hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that. Hit that bell button so you receive notifications. Check out our blog, jeffandjoepr.com, and also come back next week for another episode of Jeff and Joe's Puerto Rican Kitchen.